Welcome back to the Foo-ology podcast. I'm here with the homie Eddie, and we have her on again here. So it's Kuali.
Kuali.Indigenous.
Welcome back. You also have a different page too, right?
Right.
Native.
Illegal natives.
So you guys should definitely check that out and follow her. We also have some merch. If you guys can't already tell, we got the Foo-ology podcast shirt.
The merch.
We'll have that merch out soon for everybody. You guys could cop one. If you guys want to look at the back really quick.
Ooh, they got the whole advertisement.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. We got the Aztec dragon.
Yeah, you'll be tapping in with us. That's a badass design. I like how it looks, especially in this scenery.
Yeah, we got a badass view, and we're at Malibu. We're at Malibu here. Actually, there's these houses here. They burned down like what? Damn, that happened so quick. When
a year ago?
Yeah,
a year ago.
All these houses burned down, and
I remember the Mexicans came.
Oh yeah. The firemen, right?
Yeah.
They came here to help.
The Mexican firemen came.
Like volunteer work.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
They just volunteered.
They volunteered.
That's
they're good people. Always try to help out another country. Also too, like in Texas when it was like the rivers, the Mexican was it the firemen too? They were also helping out.
Over, huh?
Yeah.
They volunteered again.
They volunteered, yeah. So it's like shout out to those good heart open people that are workers, bro.
They're called, I think there's like a special group of them called the topos.
Yeah.
The topos.
For real?
The Aztec topos, no? Something like that.
I don't know. They're from Mexico City. I know they're called the topos because they're specialized into rescuing people.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Supposedly rescuing people. Because my dad, when he was like 20 years old, bro, when he was 20 years old, it was a Mexico City earthquake. So he has stories of going down the fucking, like the subway and all that shit and just seeing the fucking thing, everything burning down.
Oh,
and he's like, bro, I thought I was in a movie. I was like, everything just like sirens and the fucking house is going down. And then there's like these groups of people like rescuing people from the houses. And it's like, yeah, that's where they got the fame, the topos. And
damn, bro.
These special group of rescue people, they send them all over the world when it's like national disasters. So there's
and you know what? Those people that do that from the bottom of the heart, they win more to that in life, bro.
Yeah.
Because it's not they're not just thinking about a paycheck. They're out here to help out people, bro.
Yeah.
And I think that's I think people should focus on that instead of like making all this money. You know, you might not have the best paying job or a prestigious job where it's like, oh yeah, I make all this much money, but I'm miserable. And when you find basically your fate, your path in life, I think that's the most beautiful thing you could do because you feel free. You feel like you're doing something out of your heart. And there's a good quote for that too, bro, because I was reading this book and it's like when you have freedom is another word for nothing left to lose. So it's like, in other words, the pain of a heartbreak can open the heart, bro. So it's like you open up your heart more, bro. You know.
I like that one.
So it's when you open your heart, you're alive. You're really alive, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
So it's like
that's good.
So it's like it's like.
That's deep.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
You're right, bro.
Yeah.
There's a quote. Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
No, say your quote. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So there's a quote that is like, it's by I think it's a Sufi mystic. His name is Rumi. He's very famous, obviously very famous. But his name is, he's a Sufi mystic, and the quote is, "The wailing of broken hearts is the doorway to God."
Oh.
So it's basically what you said. But I think it's a really great quote because it's like, I forget the quote actually, but you basically have to keep breaking your heart open until it's until you're almost free. So it's like people are so afraid nowadays to get into to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And they think that people are like just like objects to be used, but at the same time it's like there is a truth in love is free. It's like an endless supply, and it's not outside of you. It's not outside of you. It's not outside of me. It's within you, and it's your choice to make it a reality or not. you know?
Damn.
So I think that's what it means. Like, when you break that open, the pain, if you know how to transform it, it could actually elevate your life. But if you sink into the pain, it could destroy your life.
Damn,
Right.
bro, that's crazy. Yeah, bro, I also like, that's crazy that you said vulnerability, because I was reading the book too. It's called, well, I don't know the name I forgot the name of the book, but there's a chapter I was reading. It was on chapter 4. I forgot the book. You guys could probably search it up, but it's the vulnerability armory, bro. So as kids, we find our ways how to be vulnerable, bro. If it's through, through emotions, our thoughts, weapons. You know how the creativity of a kid, bro. It's like you could grab this like little grass and it could be a sword.
Yeah.
You know, just like and it makes you like, oh, okay, like you're fighting someone and it's like you're protecting yourself. It's like if you put on shades, you act like you're invisible. You know, like they do all that. Yeah, the imagination of these kids, bro. And I think as adults, we close that vulnerability out, bro, because we don't want to be vulnerable. We want to be miserable, I guess. But it's crazy how that all works and how the mind works, you know, like as we're kids and then we start growing up and we start getting more serious, more selfish and all this other shit, you know?
And more closed off, yeah.
Yeah, so
And
it's
I
like,
think
yeah, what do you think
more
about
protective. But going back to the firefighters, I think it's like you said, it's living with a purpose and just following your heart and what's right from wrong, regardless of even if Donald Trump is trying to kick out Mexicans from the United States, Mexicans still come to help, regardless.
that?
They come help people because that's the right thing to do, save lives, save their brothers and sisters. They don't care, you know, if the United States views Mexicans as criminals and trapists, you know,
Damn.
like they still come. They show up anyway. So I thought that was really
Oh man, that's perfectly
even
said.
if they weren't
That's
even hired to come save the burning houses, they still came. You know, and the drowning victims in the river in Texas.
Yeah, they didn't have to do that, but they just thought it was in their destiny and their fate to come help out other people,
Yes.
regardless of what a president thinks about them too. You know, that's,
Or the governor of Texas that was going really hard on
oh
Mexicans.
my God, yeah, that's crazy,
He
bro.
took a few steps back and when the Mexicans showed up in the river and helping, he was like, "Oh, I'm really thankful to yeah, you better be because
Huh.
yeah, you better recognize because he was saying like all year long they're criminals and they need to go back and all this shit."
Yeah, damn, that's
And then
crazy.
he was like, "Oh my God, they saved my family's life. Like they actually saved his family's life."
Oh yeah, too. I heard that. Yeah.
So
There's
now he views Mexicans like humans now, you know.
That's crazy. That's a.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
But just the ones that saved his family's life. The rest of the Mexicans, he still don't like them.
They're not good.
They're still
Yeah,
criminals.
yeah, right.
They're
Yeah.
still criminals too.
Wow.
And I think that's what Donald Trump said too. He's like, you know what? People who have brown skin, they fucking they're like, they have they are more violent.
I heard that.
You seen that?
The other day, I heard that.
Haven't
He
seen
said
it.
that they're
It's
more
like,
violent.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're all fucking pedophiles, bastards.
Meanwhile, the statistics shows that the white race actually has higher violence rates, higher pedophilia, rape, like
That's true. That's 100.
drug addicts, everything down the line. Like, it's not brown people.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because we were talking about it too. We're talking about how the Mexican family, how they're really family oriented, you know. And I'm
Right.
like, and I was wondering how did that start? And you said something about the Aztecs or something.
Oh,
that
well,
was really,
yeah, traditionally, with Mexicans, our native ancestors, and going back in time, Native Americans, our ancestors were community oriented, and the community raised the children, and the families all, you know, they live close by, and they all help each other, and it's about like reaching a goal together, not individualism, but community, like collectivism. So definitely those mindsets they are rooted in our indigenous identity and culture, and that's what we need to bring back, because obviously like right now we're fighting ICE and we need to be a collective force against ICE, and to, you know, say, hey, we're not illegal, you know, we're indigenous brown people and this is our land, and like, you know, if you don't like us, you leave. This is our land, this is our home, we were here first.
yeah, yeah. And I remember the president of Mexico. She was like, the American family should start like kind of being like Mexican families, where when you're 18, they don't kick them out of the house because they're
Yeah.
mostly to do drugs and all that, you know. And it's
Yeah.
like if you take care of your family,
Oh yeah, it was so
you
different.
go like, you know, you're more like you're friendlier. You know, you think of ways how to help out other people and your family in general. But
Right, because
yeah,
our ancestors they didn't have like this beliefs of these Western United States beliefs where you gotta get, when you're 18 you're an adult, you gotta get out of the house, you gotta go do your own life and get out of here and go get a career and go buy a property, get married, and all this like rushing and these standards that you have to meet. And they didn't have that. In Native culture it was more like, from the time you're a child, we're going to empower you, so that you're not struggling, and the whole community. We're all gonna move up together. So the children, since they were little, were taught all the skills that they would need, so they would not have to like graduate college and be like, well, what do I do now? Like, how do I like go buy this land and do this and that? It was no. Since you're a kid, you were gonna learn how to have all the skills, how to pick your role in life, and
yeah.
you were all throughout the years you were taught how to achieve that and how to perfect that. So you were, by the time you got married, you were already set. You had already like a couple candidates for your like wife or your husband, and they were not strangers. They were people you grew up with all your life, and they were people that loved you already because you were always growing up in a community, helping each other, knowing each other.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like no like diving off a cliff. It was, you were set up for success, and you had a community backing you, teaching you, guiding you. This is very different from Western teachings of individualism, where you just gotta go pick up your bootstraps and go out there and jump off the cliff and swim or drown.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's not the
Yeah.
same thing at all.
That's well said.
Yeah, and I was also thinking about like how we're at this cool location. If you guys haven't already too, like, comment, subscribe to our channel. We appreciate you guys. We see the comments and people adding us. That's so great. I like you guys. I love you guys. So you have you want to shout your Instagram as
Illegal
well?
Natives, please follow us. We're a community and creative alliance movement.
Even
Yeah.
that bird came through right now too. He was like, yeah,
Oh,
follow
yeah.
follow them.
Hey, if you're in the LA area, you're looking for people to work with,
Yeah.
Definitely, if you
and-
want to get involved in a community or creativity that's geared towards activism and art for the brown community and for solidarity and unity, then send us a DM.
yeah, for sure. And-
Nonprofit.
Yeah, for sure. And again, we're here in California, Malibu here, and I remember too. I think we talked about it too, like in the beginning, how these houses were burnt down and people just forgot about it, bro. Like they forgot about.
literally be in one of them.
Yeah,
May
right.
or may not be.
May or may not be in the bird.
Oh shit! Never mind. Never mind. I'm just playing, bro. Shit. No, but like I mean, no, we're at some park, a park.
location.
But no, we're in a nice location park here.
And if you don't have plans,
Public
A
park.
public
next-
park here.
actually for next week, if you don't have plans, we're gonna have
There you go. Yeah,
a
there you
house
go.
party over here in Malibu.
Yeah. No, we're just playing out here. But no, it's remember how how they said that, oh yeah, the Maui fires, bro. The Maui fires.
Project Bluebeam.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that, like how that is how that happened. But
Oh.
yeah, the Maui shit, bro. Yeah, Maui fires.
So basically in Maui, there was fires and they said that they did it on purpose. So so wealthy folks could buy up all the land, this and that. Right?
Yeah.
I think it was about 2-3 years ago. And they said that after that, a lot of the politicians, if you look at their houses, they have it's painted blue on the top. Their houses are painted blue.
Why? What do you think that's for?
They say there's a conspiracy. I don't know. Allegedly, you guys can look at stuff, but there's a fucking energy beam that they can shoot from the fucking sky, from a plane, whatever. They can shoot a beam of energy, and if you guys ever seen that, like when you're a kid, they do the prism. They do like the Pink Floyd prism.
Yeah,
You know that prism.
I've
Yeah.
seen it.
So when you put a light through that prism, it's like how your eyeball sees color.
Yeah.
If it's painted a certain color, you only see that color because it reflects that color. You know what I mean? So a blue ball, you only see it as blue because that's the color that it reflects. That makes sense to you guys.
That's crazy.
But what I'm saying is people say that if you paint the top of your house blue, it reflects that blue beam. And that blue beam is what lights your house on fire. So they can light people's houses on fire from the sky with the blue beam. But if you paint it blue, it cancels it out. Does that make sense?
Oh, it's like a microscope, basically, right?
Yeah.
Where you just, if
like
you put it, the magnifying glass. Yeah.
But,
Interesting.
it's about the frequencies and the colors and all that kind of stuff. So if you just paint it blue, if you look at their conspiracy theory, basically they paint it blue, they're safe. But they say that they can light your house on fire from the sky. So all they're saying is that Maui, they did that, and here they did that. They lit the fucking hillside on fire and just went crazy. And we just passed by a whole bunch of fucking houses. It's just structures.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've come by in years. It fucking is just structures of concrete and metal across the beach.
It's crazy. It's crazy, yeah.
That's crazy.
And beautiful houses next to the ocean they're all destroyed, bro.
And like abandoned places.
Yeah, that's
everywhere.
yeah. And it's crazy too, bro. Yeah, bro. And also too, bro, it's that color's crazy because the blue shit that you're talking about, because you know the Jeffrey Epstein thing, that the whole island where they did the rituals, it was blue and white.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Right.
Oh,
So
shoot.
that means something,
Yeah.
you know.
It does mean something, but there's another thing that I want to talk about with what I remember.
No, it just makes me laugh.
You just thought of something funny.
No, it's just nothing. Something like brought it up. So it was like, basically, if you find your true love or your partner, right, and so when you find a good person in your life, they don't change you; they make it better.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like you got to be yourself, and without them trying to be narcissistic, trying to control you, right? They add a cushion to your life.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're going through something, they help you out. They're not over here changing what you like. So like, say you're dating, you go to a soccer game, you do your boxing lessons, whatever, and they're out here saying, why are you going over there? Like, why don't you spend more time with me? That's how you know it's like, yeah, that's how you know it's like, it's gonna be an ex.
It's trying to restrict you.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to be like, tell you what to do.
Tightening
Yeah.
the grip.
Control, like mind control your ass, bro. Like tell you what to do. And
freedom, huh?
they're trying to take your freedom away. And
Yeah,
and the opposite of that would be if you find you're a good person and they tell you, okay, go ahead and enjoy that. I hope you have a great time. Like make sure you don't get hurt or something positive. Kick their ass or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two differences, obviously, of a person. So you guys should look out for the people like that. Like you still could be yourself without them trying to change who you are.
Yeah, don't be with any toxic people.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you guys think about that stuff too?
I've been there, done that. No one can touch this no more because I don't want none of that.
Damn. There you
Thank
go.
you. No thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a native queen and I don't need to be told what to do, to like when to come, and don't go there, don't do that. Nah. I'm good.
But we were also there's another topic about the feminism thing.
It's a white a white liberal beliefs. It's not rooted in any like actual culture, so it clashes with brown people's culture, black people's culture, and other cultures because like indigenous cultures generally is more like community oriented, and the feminist movement is very individualist, independent, and it just kind of guides you into like just like individualism.
Yeah.
And those beliefs, and it tells you like, oh, you don't need nobody. You just go out there by yourself, do everything by yourself, and like You don't need to rely on family or husbands or friends or anyone. But I could see that to an extent, but then that just downplays indigenous values of like your community is everything. That's how collectivism works. That's how we move forward, and we have abundance in collectivism. But
Yeah.
if you're just gonna be like, oh no, I don't need nobody, and I'm just gonna go focus on my career and not have kids or a husband, or and we should all aspire to that. And they frame it as if like all like women should just aspire to be independent, just focus on their career and don't have kids. And
Yeah, I think also too, it's that feminist thing is more, for me, it's like more masculine, because you don't really want, well, for me, in my opinion, I don't,
it's yeah.
my choice, I wouldn't want a feminist too, because they're gonna tell you what to do and all this other thing. And I think when you clash with a masculine man and a feminine, it's gonna be there's always gonna be confliction there,
Yeah,
because it's like,
conflict.
oh, you don't tell me what to do, and then it's like it doesn't work out, bro. And I think
Yes.
the system is meant for, like, they created this because what nowadays everybody's breaking up, bro. Like so much divorce rates up the ass, fool. Because I don't know if it's because of this, but I think it's because of that too. And
It's a
I think
contributor.
it's like the power of language, bro. The power of language, the power of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's almost like the Holocaust. How the word the Holocaust is like the most fucking terrible word you can ever say.
yeah,
It's like if you say the Holocaust, that should be like the greatest fucking calamity any human ever experienced. It's like every time you say the Holocaust, everybody needs to bow down and shut up and just fucking accept whatever anybody says after that. And I think they tried to portray feminism in the same light, which is like they take the female energy, take the female power, and they make it into the word the Holocaust. But they Jewify it. They make it into a Jewish trick. So if you look at the Epstein files, Epstein literally funded postmodern feminism.
oh
The academic
man,
feminism.
that's crazy.
So Epstein, the fucking child trafficker, the rapist, almost the devil of what a feminist would think is the devil. He's funding you. Like,
Shit.
Oh yeah.
think about the trick there. So it's like it's not about being against women or being against feminine energy. It's about people in power know how to trick people and know how to play the word game, know how to play the history game. And the biggest example would be the Holocaust, which is kind of like, it's a very iffy type of situation. Yeah, people got killed, people this and that, but it's like the way they the marketing behind it is crazy.
Right. But I think I understand you. Like, like with the celebrities, for example, like if it's easier to take advantage of celebrities, whether they're children or female adults, when they're by themselves, independent, versus when they have their husband or their father with them in the studios, in these Hollywood studios and stuff. If they're, out there trying to be independent, they're not going to bring someone with them, and they're going to get taken advantage of.
For sure.
So it's like it's trying to get you to be alone and be like, no, I don't need nobody, and walk into a trap sometimes. There's a strategy to that.
And in their own communities, they don't really promote that. They promote the other thing. In their own, there's a lot of this comes from the Jewish academia, and that's what we talked about last episode, which is the Zionists versus the Raza type shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of what I notice, and I'll repeat this again, a lot of the Latinx academia is really just under a Jewish spell. They're under a Jewish spell because they're under the legalese of Jewish people. And a lot of these people in power in these organizations, a lot of times they're Jewish, and it's like there are many tricks being played, and I think that with that being said, it's like there is multiple levels to this fucking game. And I do believe the academic Chicanos, Latinos, there's a little bit of an aspect to them where they're fucking got played a little bit.
Damn.
Especially with a lot of these subjects, but and they never touch a lot of the accounts that I follow. They never touch about the Jewish people because lately, since we've been a little bit more vocal, more accounts that we tap into are more vocal. But it's kind of hard to be vocal too because it's like you're there's really no benefit personally to being vocal. There's no
Yeah.
but like we don't get no clout being
Being real, basically.
you don't get no clout,
Speaking
you don't get
facts.
no fucking and we don't do it for the pat on the back. Like this is very rare for people to be doing that, but it's like
People get sacrificed, bro. Basically.
yeah, the second you speak out, it's like your fucking opportunities go out the drain.
Yeah, basically.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah, it's like nobody puts you on a pedestal just because you speak facts, bro. You know, if anything, you start losing, you know, people unfollow you, like, which that we don't give a fuck about that. You guys could unfollow whenever, like, it's your life. Do
Yeah.
whatever the hell you want. We don't really care.
I
But
just think it's important to be open-minded and talk about controversial topics.
Yeah, here you go.
And just talk about it and see what people have to say about it, and then learn from it. And
yeah, it's critical thinking. Think for
Yes.
yourself. Like,
Think for yourself.
yeah, think for yourself, and whatever someone says,
we
you
don't have to agree, but we have to let.
You don't have to fight
better
and
to
divide.
just be open and hear it. You know.
Yeah, you don't have to fight and like they do that for they do that for a reason. They want to divide us and make us more mad just because you're this race or you like this politician. It's just all like a setup for everybody just to fail, bro. Just to who wins, bro? Who wins? Nobody wins, you know?
Yeah.
Who wins?
But the only way we're gonna we're ever gonna find out like you know what is real and not like, is if we actually talk about it first. So we gotta share what we all know and heard and read and stuff.
I
Yeah.
like that. I like
But we'll take a little break. So we're back. We took a little break, but yeah, you know what? Lately I've been seeing a lot of tall Mexicans, bro. What do you think about that? Like, people always say like, oh yeah, Mexicans are all short, you know, but I've been seeing some tall Mexicans, bro. It's like a genetic thing, huh?
I think there's different type of.
What is it?
There's a lot of Mexicans that look different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
Different
seen.
parts.
I know too. From there's like, well, Mexico's huge, and then you got to remember that before the United States border, there was no border, and Mexicans, we used to migrate from all over. We were from different parts of the United States, of the whole continent of America. So definitely there's some tall ones and there's some short ones. Depending where you're at in Mexico, you're gonna see different sizes. But also our ancestors, the Native American tribes in the United States and the ones in Mexico, they all have stories about giants. They all have tales about the ancestors being giants and living amongst giants. So if you go like to Baja California and there's caves and there's paintings, huge paintings, right? And there's paintings that you can't, or petroglyphs that you can't, that archaeologists, they don't know how these paintings got there, because they are up high in the caves, and they're wondering how they were even painted. And then they are pictures of giants, and their shape of their body is like a squarish giant body with really broad shoulders, little small hips, giants. And that's why because our ancestors have tales that our ancestors, some of them were giants. And yeah, you'll see like along the northern Mexico that you'll notice that a lot of Mexicans are tall, but a lot of people are confused because they don't know their actual history, their native history. They assume that we're tall because they think Spaniards were tall, or like
And they're not actually
white
tall.
people are tall, but no, Spaniards were actually shorter than Aztecs.
Oh shit!
They were short.
I didn't know that. That's
I
crazy.
like that.
So
Yeah.
they shortened our race over here when they
They
they shortened the race because we had giant ancestors. So they were more giant than anyone else in the world, apparently,
Oh, shit.
according to their skeletons and the archaeologists. So next time you see tall Mexicans, that doesn't mean that they have a lot of Spanish blood. No, it means they have a lot of indigenous blood.
Damn.
I like that.
their
I like-
ancestors.
Damn. Also too, like there's they have like their hair too is long, and it's like, oh man, I was about to say something.
What were you gonna say?
No, but no, but anyways, yeah, like they have like long hair, bro. Like, man, they have like piercings, like the Aztec. Oh my god. But nah, like
Try it again. Try it again.
No, I'm not gonna say that. But like their piercings, like they have like those nasty. Oh man, I don't know if it was like something back then that
don't like
that
it?
meant them like if they're like a lieutenant, a general, or something. Yeah, bro.
Just restart.
Do it? No, I don't want to.
Say it again. Say it again.
Nah, I'm not gonna say that. No, no.
What do you think? What do you think about that?
I think that Mayans and Aztecs, they had definitely giant earrings, plugs, and that culture, that hip hop culture, actually is rooted in our indigenous American culture, which contributed to a lot of the American culture, like the plugs, the grills, the tattoos, the piercings everywhere, like the piercings all over the nose, the mouth, the ears, and all over different parts of the body. All that culture got attributed to punk, but punk actually took it from indigenous cultures, like the mohawk, the piercings. That's indigenous culture from Mesoamerica. And then, you know, the Aztecs and the Mayans used to do that all the time. And the grills, those are notably Mesoamerican, Mayan, and Aztec grills. Like the skeletons, the mummies have grills. And
Yeah, they'll still be doing that in Mexico
and
too,
that's
huh?
in rap culture, and
Yeah.
and it's something that hip hop culture has still not really given credit.
Oh
to,
yeah,
credit
that's
to
crazy.
Mexicans for, but
Yeah.
really we need that credit.
That's a
seriously.
fact.
Damn, like yeah, because I would see like when I go to Mexico, I see like little kids with like silver or gold teeth and
The gold teeth.
yeah, the gold
silver
teeth. Yeah, right.
Or what?
Yeah, I seen that. And in hip hop, they always be wearing them grills, bro. Like, you know, like, so they copy that from the Mexicans.
We do need that. Hey, time to get credit for that bling bling. You know.
Time to get credit for it? Yeah, that's a
You know
fact.
what's really intriguing too, and very, very interesting, the Aztec calendar, because you know, with these times, times nowadays, it's like people are predicting like World War III to the world, like the world to end, bro. Basically, you know, and but in the Aztec calendar, it says like one day the world for sure is gonna end. That's what it's written on. I don't know. What do you? Yeah, like I don't know too much about it, like in detail, but like, what do you think about like?
I know the Aztecs had believed in that humanity had ruined the previous 4 worlds, and we're living in the 5th world. And recently, if you kept up with recent discoveries, they found those seashells on the top of Mount Everest, and that correlates with the Aztec belief that in the 4th world there was a great flood that flooded the whole world.
Ooh.
And it was a punishment. It was a punishment from one of the spirits, that a feminine spirit that punished humanity because they were destroying the world again, just like we're seeing today, the wars and all that.
Yeah.
So because the sky started falling, and she said she created a flood, and it drowned all of the people.
Damn.
And you know, and the people were turned into fish, and that's why we have fish today,
Also, like you
and
think
into other creatures.
yeah, like the mermaids or what?
Just all of it, like all the creatures.
Damn.
So you know, that's why it correlates, because they found little seashells and shells on the top of Mount Everest. And,
That's crazy.
Makes sense. That makes
And
sense.
it's a pattern that, you know, humans were destroying the worlds. It always gets corrupt. There's always going to be evil spirits and genocide that take over.
And like yeah, we're like we said, we're never gonna. Hopefully, yeah, we're never gonna see a utopian world, bro. It's always gonna be war after war, and if one race doesn't take over, it's gonna be another race, another
Exactly.
person, another crazy person that wants to have power, have control of everybody. If it's not one royal family, it's gonna be another family, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah.
like that ego, that starvation of like trying to control everybody, that control mindset, and it's like the obsession of that is never gonna end.
Yeah,
which is
it's like that
unfortunately
power
really sad, bro.
hungriness With like we talked about with the organized religion, how organized religion is so fucking power hungry. Every time you have somebody that you look up to, it's almost like it's so easy to corrupt. you
Like
know?
the
It's so easy to
Rothschild.
corrupt when you look up to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you have to have a society that's like with strong values.
That's where culture comes in. Yeah.
Where they want to attack the culture. They want to attack the culture. They want to poison people from within. And once you're poisoned
notice
from within,
the mainstream tries to make you, do, substances and drink substances and party and tries to make you go down that route.
That's facts.
That's true.
Take you away from your culture values.
It takes you away from that truth. And I think people can do what they want if they have a certain amount of awareness behind it. Like if you have a perception where you are not just like a follower, just following people blindly, like you'll always be all right. And I think that even with the Aztecs and even with like Jesus and whatever spiritual path you want to take, most true spiritual figures will point at the heart. They'll always point at the heart. And even if you see pictures of Aztec, whatever, Indigenous, Catholic, whatever, you will always see them pointing towards the heart. And the heart is kind of like the key. It's almost like the magical key of the universe, which is like, if you're rooted in the heart, you'll almost always make the right choice. But even if you seem like you take a loss in the moment, in the long run, if you keep following that desire, you'll take that.
Yeah.
You'll find the place you need to get to.
Yeah.
Right. It's like basically up to us to.
Yeah. And people
to keep the balance.
Yes.
And people like that, bro, like people that try to control the world, like, the Rothschild and all these other royalty family, bro. I dare you guys, if you guys ever see this shit, these videos, I dare you guys to walk outside and have a view like this. Go out here and just look at the view and stop fucking thinking about killing motherfuckers, bro. Like, God damn, bro. It's like, go outside, smell the fucking air, bro. Take a fresh breath of you'll be fine, bro. Nobody's coming after your asses, bro.
Yeah,
it's all in your mind. If you die in peace. Fuck it. We're all gonna die anyway, bro.
I like that.
It's like the little snail that's like just chilling right here, bro. Look, like grab this motherfucker, put him somewhere where I don't step on him and kill his ass, and just be free, fool. I'm not trying to kill this motherfucker out here. Like, it's the whole world looking at all these colors and stomping on them, bro, and killing them. You guys gotta quit with that shit. Go out here, look at this view. It does not get better than this shit. Just enjoy it, be happy, and be alive, basically, bro. This is freedom right now, bro.
That was beautifully said.
So yeah, that's what I think about that shit, man. Just wanted to say that, but
don't touch the sacred.
I like that, bro. That's perfectly said. I think even with all that being said, bro, you think if Netanyahu was if he came out here, he would be change the part.
He's gonna be out here with his cup of coffee, bro.
I think it's really hard. I think evil is meant to do evil, and it's really hard to snap him out of it. But we can't really, focus on that. I think we got to focus on the positive, the light, and make sure we unite. And that rhymes. But it's just the only option we have, because evil doesn't sleep. Evil doesn't stop working. Evil doesn't have a conscience, a heart, or nothing. You can't really get through,
Yeah, and sadly they say the earth is the prison. Earth is the devil's playground. The royal, the prince. Yeah.
I think right now the evil's taking over because a lot of people are too comfortable, are too scared, or just don't know what to do, and they just want to work and just ignore what's happening. But people are being tortured in ICE concentration camps. So we have to act. We have to do something, whatever we can do. You can't just wish it away. It's not gonna go away.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and I think people are starting to really wake up, though, because it's like the same old story. Like when a president comes, if it's Republican, Democrat, they'll do the same thing. They'll be like, just follow all the presidents in the past. If they're Republican, what they did, what they stand for, they'll repeat the same thing, bro. But people are so dumb out here that they're just voting like they're gonna change the world for the U.S. Exactly. which is not gonna do nothing, bruh, until the people really unite and you have people in power that are actually for people. And in some cases, most cases,
They're not.
they'll get
Hell yeah.
they'll get
See?
killed or they're gonna get bought out. And it's
Ooh.
like, that's the sad part. Unless we have someone that's like John F. Kennedy, bro, like they actually will, you know, if we have people like that in power where it's just a group of them that just protect each other and keep it like a buck, you know, keep it a
Yeah.
buck for the people and protect each other. But that's really hard as well too, because people around you, there's like evil will like bring them and be like, hey, we'll give you
Yeah.
$20 million.
Money corrupts.
And
Yeah,
there
of
you
course.
go. Yeah, $20 million. You take this guy out, and you won't even have prison time. We'll fake your death,
Damn.
just like the Jeffrey Epstein. Well, you know, I think that fool's still probably alive, bro.
Maybe so. And I think that brings up a good point because you said money corrupts, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so I think a big topic nowadays that a lot of people want to hear. I have so many people hitting us up all the time about the gender dynamics in the U.S. Like that's like the biggest topic with men and women, and like what are the issues with that? And especially being in a place like LA, right, where it's like everything is
Yeah.
kind of like surface, almost like a surface level. Everything's like materialistic.
Yeah.
And that's like
Opportunist.
almost opposite towards of the indigenous ways.
Right. It's not. It doesn't really correlate. It doesn't match our indigenous culture as people like Mexicans, Latinos, who our ancestors were Native Americans, and their beliefs were more community oriented, but the feminist beliefs, but all these Western beliefs, they're telling you to go out there and be by yourself and just like do it all by yourself. But then we have inflation, we have the United States is so unaffordable. College is unaffordable. Rent is unaffordable. And it just makes it so difficult for people to survive and to thrive, really.
You
And
can't be by
and
yourself, basically. Right?
And I think they do that on purpose too, so you could hate another
Yes.
person. You know, you hate each
It
other,
creates
like
anger,
Division.
that anger. Yeah,
And this tension between men and women. But really, we should be uniting and supporting each other. And there should be a balance. Like,
exactly.
women shouldn't be too, like, anti, being assisted by a male or friends or family. It should be a balance. Like, you should be able to do things on your own, but also rely on your community or your partner. You should be open to help and to help others. You shouldn't just be by yourself and like try to do
Exactly.
it all, like some sort of superhuman.
Nah, nobody can really do that. Even the so-called wealthy men who supposedly are on their own, they have their own shit. They're all on daddy's money. They're all on their family's money.
Exactly.
They're all on the network that created them.
Yeah,
Nobody's
all
alone.
the millionaires, they had either their mother help them, or their wife,
father,
or
their
their
uncles,
husband.
their network.
One of their friends or families helped them get the loan
They're
to
not on
start
their
their
own.
company. No one is self-made.
No one is
That's
self-made.
a lie. It's a myth.
Damn,
That's
crazy.
like perfectly
It's a
true.
myth.
True
They
fact.
want to make it seem like you should be self-made, especially as a young
Yes.
woman. Oh, you can do it all on your own. And then those same people that are peddling that idea are the ones that exploit those women. They exploit those young women. They fuck them up basically
Yeah.
because they end up becoming traumatized,
Yeah.
and they can't hold a relationship for the rest of their
Right.
lives almost. right?
Damn.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But no, even in native culture, we're not self-made.
yeah, nobody is self-made.
Like, Mexicans, for example, Mexican Americans, we're not self-made. Most of us, our ancestors migrated here. So if they didn't even migrate here, whether it was legally or illegally, you wouldn't even be able to start no business, start no nothing, no education, anything. So you're not self-made. I hear that a lot from Mexicans. I'm self-made. No one ever helped me. That is not true.
Somebody said Kylie Jenner called herself self-made. I'm like, how the fuck are you self-made?
We all know how that family made it. We know how that family made it. Let's be real.
Yeah,
I'm
that's,
like, come on.
that's how you know we're all cooked, fool.
In the bedroom. That's.
Yeah, right.
You're not self-made. That's like a
It
team
was
effort.
it was a sacrifice.
That's a sacrifice.
That's the straight
effort.
up ritual shit right there, bro.
Well, that brings us to another point. Talking about rituals, you
And plastic surgery.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Me
when
no
you said,
plastic surgery.
They within these indigenous sacrifices, all this. You said there was a guy who was talking about how it's almost like they embellished it, they oversold it, the historians, so to speak?
Oh, yes, because we hear that so much. It's tiresome that these colonizers, they always reflect what they do and how disgusting they are onto Native Americans. They say, oh, Native Americans were savages, dirty, and they were cannibals. No, that's not true. The truth is actually the opposite. We didn't do it. Our ancestors did nothing like that. They were not like that at all. There's no evidence or archaeological evidence of any of that. But on the contrary, there's so much documented evidence of the Europeans and the Spaniards doing those things: cannibalism, doing torture, doing human trafficking and underage marriages all throughout history, warring with each other, having just total decline of population and disease, and living in the dark ages. And then they tried to make our ancestors seem like we were the savages.
Ooh.
Like the Aztec were savages, like the Mayans were
but
savages. But
they were actually the real savages, huh?
And the ones sacrificing was them, the Europeans.
And they still do to this day.
They were doing sacrifices and cannibalism.
They still do it. Jeffrey Epstein Island, Moloch.
It never stopped.
The child sacrifice is going on to this day. Trump administration, that they don't nobody's been arrested, nobody's been taken out.
We're in a period of revelations that this never actually stopped. They just brought it to America and did it behind closed doors.
And we're supposed to be the savages, right? We're supposed to be the cannibals,
and they're pointing the finger at brown
eaters.
people. Yeah.
Yeah. But meanwhile, they still continue to do it. And even in the history books, the Victorians in England, they literally ate ground up Egyptian mummies for medicinal rituals, for headaches, for stupid shit. They ate up mummies, ancient mummies. No. And not only that, how much of savages were they in the medieval times where they would just kill people left and right? They would fucking torture them. They would put them in the fucking, the most crazy torture devices you can imagine. They had books about it. They're written.
Really sadistic.
And you think that these people are not the real savages? Of course they are. They're the most violent savages you could probably ever come across. Like, let's be completely honest.
Right, and you can find it on YouTube.
And they continue to be. They continue to be.
There's I found on YouTube recently, like the Roman structure, the ruins, that famous stadium that's ruined, and you can see still some pillars, the Colosseum. Yeah, supposedly there was like a ton of cells where women were tortured and imprisoned. They were living there as prisoners, and just for their religious beliefs, and they were just tortured. And they had these tournaments, right? And these women were given as prizes to the winners of the tournaments, and they were able to do whatever they wanted to do. They would torture the women and then gift them to the winners. And these women were living in these cages, and that's just one form, but they had so many forms. And then they also were eating Native American people here in America when they invaded the Americas. They were torturing, killing, and eating Native American people and black people.
They literally ate Nat Turner supposedly, right?
Yeah, they ate all of them because they were cannibals. That was part of their culture.
They were sadistic, really deeply sadistic.
Yeah, because if you used to walk down Europe in the street vendors had pieces of limbs hanging on strings on their street vendor carts.
Damn.
Instead of mangoes and nuts, it was actually like, legs, arms.
A baby head.
Guts.
It was guts.
It was all over the
It was everything.
Chorizo shit or what, bro?
Chorizo. All of it. And then you could just walk down the street and purchase it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's some demon.
That is definitely some demon. I think that they definitely project a lot. And their mythology, the way they say history, they project a lot onto Mexicans particularly. I don't know why. All that savagery shit onto Native people.
It's psychologically
And the Native people are probably some of the most down to earth, literally the earthiest people of the world.
I mean, yes. It goes against their values. All life is sacred.
You can't own land. All life is sacred. Being one with the earth. And they project all this nastiness onto them in the history, in the movies. Like in the movies,
the
indigenous people are like the fucking cavemen. And it's like, that's not even completely accurate.
It's not accurate at all.
Like they picture them as like savages, right? Like you said. Like
right. But when in reality, the natives were
more wise,
more advanced, more knowledgeable scientists. They had brain surgery. They had all kind of advanced technology that existed nowhere else at the time.
And that goes back to this other thing that I want to end it off on, or not end it
Yeah.
off on, but there's a
Yeah.
thing that, well, I wanted to say that the idea of the devil, right? We talked about that in the last episode. You probably didn't hear it, but I think the idea of the devil is not a actual being. It's the Satan is whatever tricks you out of the idea of love, right? So Satan.
Right. I like that.
Satan in conceptually is what tricks you out of being in love in life. Because anything that takes you into anger, anything that takes you into fear, into anything that's opposite to love, that would be Satan. And I think that's actually
Or evil. If
or
you don't
evil,
believe, if you don't
yeah.
follow the Bible, this is like an evil spirit.
Yeah, and I'm not being in terms of the Bible. I'm just being in
Yeah.
terms of understanding what that means. Because even within, I think Hebrew, Satan means
It's a darkness.
resistance.
Yeah.
Resistance. Like whatever is resisting you from getting close to the source. And I don't think that has anything to do with any religion. I think that has to
Right.
do with reality. Source is one and all. Source is compassion. Source is love.
There you go, yeah.
I don't think that there's any race that owns that, right? So I don't
Right.
think there's any religion that owns that. So the actual word, even if it's Hebrew, even Jews, whatever, it makes sense because Satan would be what takes you away from the source.
Damn.
So it would be anything that
The evil,
tricks you.
the evil
I like
being,
that.
the darkness. You
The
know?
darkness, the clever thought that tricks you out of feeling love, because love is free. You know, it's like in the 60s, they say free love. Think about it. Nobody has a price on love. Nobody's holding you back from love. The only thing holding you back from feeling love at all times is your idea that it's like outside of you. Is your idea that you're going to find something that's going to give you love, or you're going to find something that's going to make you feel love. Where in reality, you can sit in a corner somewhere and feel love
Yeah.
because you meditate on that.
You could find, you're your own love, bro.
Exactly
Like, yeah,
that. And
you're
I
your
think
own
that's
love.
the highest idea.
Yeah,
to
we
be
all
said.
have it inside of us.
Nobody can make you happy. You can make yourself happy, bro, you know? Like even because you know, you have yourself, you got to meditate, you got to go through all these cycles and, you know, fucking bad parts in life, and you got to
transform it.
study and make yourself better. And at the end of the day, is like nobody's going to love yourself but you, bro. Or better than you know? So it's like, you know what you like to do and do that what makes you happy. Basically, nobody's gonna be like, oh yeah, come over here and I'm gonna make you feel more loved, you know? So,
No, yeah.
I don't know. Make your,
Nah, you're right.
love yourself, basically, fuck it.
Nah, that's 100% facts. But
But,
yeah.
yeah.
I had another one where it's just,
We could close it
we
on
can
this
close
one.
it off on this
Yeah.
one, which is about we can do, oh fuck it, I'll do the Baldwin Park 3. So the Baldwin Park 3, what do you have to say about that? What is that? What's the background on that?
The Baldwin Park 3 is about protesters that are currently facing trial. I mean, their trial just ended, and they were found innocent.
What's the
these
backstory?
3 women
Okay.
in LA who are my friends, and I worked with them at the time. You know, we were protesting ICE in downtown LA 24/7 at the LA ICE Detention Center, and they set up camp, and I was like the person who would bring all the people to the protests, and you know, try to get people the awareness out there, the word out. And eventually my friends got arrested and thrown in jail, and allegedly accused of doxing an ICE agent. But it was false, so they were found innocent of doxing an ICE agent. And they were charged with 2 counts, conspiracy to dox an ICE agent and doxing an ICE agent, and they were both found innocent on all of them. All 3 women found innocent on both charges, on both counts. But you know, they had to find something to get them into jail with. So they said, oh, well, you were stalking an ICE agent.
Wow.
But even that is not true. But the jury was pressured when I was in the trial, and they were pressured to believe their stalking took place. The United States government attorneys pressured them to believe that stalking
Wow.
took place. They said, oh, well, because they followed them from the MDC, the LA ICE Detention Center, to this street, that was stalking. And that's not true, because the Baldwin Park 3 was just thinking, these are ICE agent vehicles. This is an ICE agent vehicle because it has no license plates. tinted windows, it looks suspicious. We're gonna follow it because we're rapid responders. It's our right, you know, we can record ICE activity, which is all legal. So they did that, but when they arrived to the street, the agent got out the car and was parking, and he was near his actual home somewhere on that street. But they never went to his home, but they were on the street. So the government attorney said that, you know, that's stalking an agent to his home. But they never went to his home. They never disclosed his address because they didn't even know his address. But they tried their best to get these 3 women in jail.
Yeah.
But the jury found them guilty of stalking the ICE agent.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So now they have to fight that last charge of stalking.
And they're still fighting it
an
right
ICE
now?
agent. Yes. So now that's where they left off. That's their next court hearing, is to fight this bogus charge of stalking. When stalking, we know legally the term is like continuous patterns of stalking. But this only was a 1-day, 1-hour event. There's no pattern or continuous stalking. So their lawyers are very confident that this is unlawful.
Okay.
You know, and they're gonna fight it.
So it seems like it's a potentially good outcome.
Yes.
They're gonna win it.
So we have potential win. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, that's a crazy story. Like, fuck, man, with all that whole ICE.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
it's so
trying to make
crazy.
an example of this 3 brown women. There are 3 brown women.
That's a
From
good,
LA.
You're making a documentary on that, or you've just been supporting
I'm
it?
making a documentary, but it doesn't focus on that, but it does involve them, because we were all there protesting at the LA ICE Detention Center since June. You know, LA really did set the blueprint for all of these other states to see what ICE is capable of doing and how we handled the protests and the ICE siege on LA.
Yeah, they
Damn,
did do a siege on
that's
it.
crazy.
All right, so but yeah, it makes a lot of sense. That's a good thing that people should keep up with, and you could follow Kuali on her Instagram and on her IG. You have a TikTok and YouTube and all that?
I have a TikTok and Instagram, and
Yeah,
you
make
can
sure.
follow me on Kuali.Indigenous or Illegal Natives.
Yeah, for sure.
You're looking for people to tap in with that
Yeah.
work
And if you're
Definitely.
in LA area.
To get involved,
Yeah.
For
to
remote
get
work,
more
even if you're
information.
just down to help out.
Yes, if you want to get involved or just know more information, please follow or send a DM.
Yeah, so we're gonna, anything else you're gonna say?
We're
gonna
out
close
here
it out
in,
now, but we're out
in,
here.
Malibu in an undisclosed location.
Check out for merch. We're gonna drop that soon.
Oh,
we're
shit,
wearing
we
the
do
merch
have
here.
merch.
If you
Support
guys have-
Foo-ology.
Yeah, so quality as well. So it's like
You're gonna fall
Invest
back-
in your brown
I'm gonna fall back.
community.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.